Hello, it's Johnni Zabka with Online Preschool Teacher. I am so glad you came in today. All right, so I have a small little break between my classes and I'm brainstorming for all the different things that I want to remind parents about and what I can tell you that I do in my preschool class that has to do with tips on how to manage that class. So sometimes that preschool class can get a little crazy, but you know what? I've come out right away at the beginning and I give them some rules and expectations. So I teach classes with Zoom and I do that through Outschool. So I'm gonna just give you those tips. So we're gonna cover 5 tips, all right? Are you ready? So 5 tips today. Okay, all right, so tip number 1. To be enthusiastic. All right, so when those kids first come in, and it might be your first day, they're probably pretty nervous. Some of them haven't seen others, adults in a long time, so they're just really nervous. So usually I just welcome them with a happy smile. So you want to be happy. You want to show that you're caring and that you are very happy to see them and excited they are in your class. So if you can do that, that helps you build rapport with that student. So number 1, be happy. All right, tip number 2. Here we go. All right, tip number 2 is to set some rules. So right away, after we introduce ourselves to each other and they're, I have my happy face, I get them feeling a little more comfortable, then I simply explain to them, oh, you know what? Miss Johnny's class, we have a few rules and we're going to go over them. Here's rule number 1. So then I set my boundaries and my rules. And my rules for my preschoolers are so easy. Okay, so like literally it's like, okay, rule number 1, be patient. So then I have to explain patient. So patient, we're going to wait for our turn to speak. Sometimes it's very hard and we want to talk, but we need to be patient. So raise your hand if you want to say something. That is one of our rules. So be patient and raise your hand. And Miss Johnny will call on you when she can. If I can't call on you right away, it's okay. Just wait patiently. Now, if a kid is going like this, like literally like, Miss Johnny, Miss Johnny, Miss Johnny, and I'm like, okay, oh, I see you. I see you raising your hand. Just a moment, I will call on you. Can you please wait patiently? And then I will keep going with whatever it was, because sometimes I'm in the middle of singing a song, and at the beginning I just have to remind them to let Miss Johnny finish and then she will call on you. And I ask the parents to please help enforce that, because those first couple days or first couple weeks it's just really hard, because especially if they've never been in a class before, they're just trying to learn what they need to do next, which was be patient and raise your hand. And then the other one that I also cover with them is to be nice. To be nice to everyone. So that is, another one of those rules. So you're kind of getting like my rules and my tips at the same time, but you want to make sure you set those expectations for the kids right away. And I also make sure I let them know what like I said, the expectations. So 1, be happy. 2, set those rules and those boundaries. 3, set some expectations, because they need to know, like the parents, they need to know, and the kids need to know what you expect from them, and then reward them whenever they do something that they're supposed to do. Like whenever the one student was waiting patiently and he put his hand down and I finished singing the song, then I rewarded him by saying, oh, okay, it's your turn to speak. Thank you for waiting patiently. I like how you raised your hand and waited, because then he will remember that and he will remember to raise his hand next time. All right, so happy, rules, expectations. Expectations are to come to class and have fun. Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can come to class and have fun? Okay, and if it's share time, don't forget. So if I ask you to share something, to remember to bring something to share. Now there's going to be times those parents and those kids forget. And in that kind of situation, I usually just kind of make it up as I go. So if it was the color yellow and they forgot something, I might hold up 2 objects and say, which one is yellow? very good. So sometimes you have to help them through that. It's just a preschool class. I mean, I don't want to say just a preschool because it is an important part of their lives, but we also shouldn't stress, and we shouldn't make them feel stressful learning. All right, so happy, rules, expectations, okay? So the top 3 tips that I do for managing my class. Okay, now, what happens if the kid is squirrely and crazy? They're going crazy. Okay, so after a while, what might happen is you might get some squirming, you might get kids who aren't listening. You have to remember, if you're teaching a preschool class, you've got an age range in there. So in my preschool classes, it's 3 to 5. So my 3-year-olds could be someone who just turned 3 or an older 3-year-old, and the same thing with those 5-year-olds. Okay, so those expectations and those tips and those rules are great, but really, it has to do with age and how much they can handle, correct? Okay, so we take breaks. All right, so I'm like, okay, so we're doing our dancing break. All right, okay, so anyway, so, okay, just a timeout for just a second. I know I have my VIP kid shirt on because, you know, I'm supposed to be teaching, but a student canceled, so I have 30 minutes. So I thought, oh, I've been thinking about filming this video to help you out. I'm like, why not do it now? All right, so going forward, here we go. All right, so I was talking about brain breaks. So in the middle of my curriculum and my time, what I will do is a brain break. So what this means is basically singing a song, doing an activity, getting them moving. Now some kids sit in their chair. So this is a Zoom class. It's online. So some parents do not want those kids to move. And I have one student, he's like, my dad says not to move. So I'm like, okay. So I said, how about you stay in your chair and you do the best you can? He's like, okay. So, and then by the end of, I had him for a whole year, and by the end of the year, his parents were like, okay, you can get out of your chair. But he would ask, he would always be like, can I get down? So he was so cute. But sometimes the parent doesn't want them to get out of the chair, and that's okay. So you can just say, hey, you can stay in your chair and you can move, or you can get down if you want to dance on the floor. When we are done, we will go back to our seat. So you want to establish that boundary and rule when you do that. And you do that the first couple of times so that they know it's okay. So some students will be getting out of their chairs and some will be staying in their seats, and that's okay. So if we're doing an activity, they just do it in their seats or they do it on the floor. But that's an activity to break up your class. So I typically do like some welcome and movement at the beginning, and then we do our letters and we do some drawing, and then we sing a song to kind of break up things and go into our number, and then we do another activity or movement, and then we go into the weather and the shapes. And I always end with the ABC song. So when I do the ABC song, we do different ones every day, so it's not too repetitive, but they are learning those ABCs in different ways. So the brain, that's the biggest one, brain break. So you will see the kids start to go crazy, and it's okay to stop whatever you're doing. Like if you just notice that they're just like, you know, they can't sit still or they're looking bored, just take that 2 seconds to be like, okay, everyone's doing a great job. Some of you are still finishing. Guess what? I want to see everyone's hands. And then just clap really fast. And then say, okay, we're going to clap slow. Can you touch your nose? Where's your nose? Very good. And I mean, even that like 3 quick things just to kind of refocus their attention is going to help a lot. So anyway, so those are my top tips for you. I hope that helps out a lot. I also provide, you know, some worksheets and stuff, but I tell the parents the best thing is just to have them there. And that's my last thing I always leave them with is, I'm so happy you came today. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, because it gets them excited about the next day. Anyway, this is my quick video that I made while I was in between teaching classes today. So I have to go soon. There's another kid in like 5 minutes. I need to go prepare. So I will talk to you later. Thank you so much. And you know what? I am so happy you came today. Don't forget to check out my videos next week. So if you want to subscribe and hit that notification bar, it will notify you when I upload my next video. So my next video is going to be more about my specific rules and tips, and I will have some props that you will be able to download for free so that you can use those same props in your classroom, and hopefully they will help you out. So make sure you check that out. You're able to subscribe and get notified, because then you will find out when I upload them. So, all right, thanks. Have a great day. Happy teaching. Bye-bye.